Okay, well, what we're going to talk about today is about how we can add a little bit more energy, better balance, that'll really help in everybody's golf swing. Everybody that does the 90-day golf program with me is going to receive a pair of these magnetic insoles. And what they're doing is that they give you a better structure with the ground and more energy, which equates in golf as to a longer and better golf shot, longer and straighter golf shot. If you can think of golf as, look at your golf game as an entry point. Now, the entry points that you've got in the golf game would be hitting into the fairway. Well, you got to have an entry point to hit into the fairway. So if you pick a spot that you can land on that's like the size of a quarter, that's a great deal. What I'd like to convey is that if you could look at going out to play golf would be 18 different games of your life. And you play number one and let's say it was perfect. Woohoo! You go to number two, and if you carry that elation with you, number two might not be quite as good, so number one's over. You go to number two, it's a whole new game of life. So you have 18 games of life, looking at every spot of your golf game as an entry point. So you have an entry point to the fairway. When you land on the green, like here, when you shoot for the green, what you got to do is have an entry point. You look for a spot. Will it break to the right or the left? And you look for the high point instead of the low point. Is there a bunker involved? Is there water involved? So we want to look for those difficulties so that you just look at them and say, okay, no problem, I'm going to adjust. You find the best thing that's the best solution. So I look at these insoles as being a solution to an energy problem. Okay? And so what I'm going to do with Richard is that we're going to demonstrate, I'm going to have him do a little test with me, and we're going to demonstrate these insoles so he can see the value of having better stamina, more energy, that gives you more energy to hit the ball farther, and better balance. So that means you actually would be having a better chance to be in a centered position at impact. Okay?
Yeah. I'll have more soul in my golf game.
More soul in your golf game. Touche.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you. What we're going to do, I put the magnetic insoles down on the ground, and Richard, I'm going to have you put your arms straight out in front of you before we do it, and lock your elbows, and I'm going to do a little flexibility test with you, strength test, resistance test. I promise I'm not going to flip you, so I won't hurt you. But what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pull down and you resist me. Don't let me pull. And I want you to pay attention to your neck, your lower back, and your balance, okay? On the count of three, resist me. I know that's hard to do, but resist me, okay? 1, 2, 3. Resist. Don't let me pull. Don't let me pull. Don't let me pull. Feel yourself coming on your toes.
Yeah, I sure did.
Okay, now step up on your, step up on these insoles. That's about the same distance that your feet were apart just a minute ago. All right, now let's do the same thing, and I want you to resist me.
Okay.
And it's really pretty immediate. The energy comes up through the pressure points on the bottom of your feet and goes all the way up. I lost the use of my right arm in '98 and started teaching golf with my left arm. Couldn't use my right arm at all. And I got some of these insoles, put them in my shoes, and in less than a week's time, the knot under my shoulder blade from the millions of golf balls that I hit, that knot broke up and I could move my arm. So that's way cool. So it's one of those things that I pass on to all of my golf students, you being one of them. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Resist. What's wrong? You're not moving anywhere.
I'm doing fine.
Okay. You didn't come forward, did you?
You did the same pressure?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow. You want to step off of them again?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try them. So now put your arms back out again. Same pressure. Resist me. Just see what happens. It's pretty cool. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Resist.
You're pulling me up.
Okay, step back on them.
You're doing the same amount of pressure.
I'm doing the same amount of pressure. I promise.
This is the real deal.
This is a real deal. It's a real deal. I promise. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Resist. Don't let me pull. I'm actually pulling harder.
You really are?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Isn't that amazing? So now let's take just a second. You put them in your shoes.
Okay.
Because as a golfer with these in your shoes, and if you had better balance and more energy,
That'd be great.
that actually equates to a longer, straighter golf shot.
Feel them in there.
Actually, if you have your cleats on in the bottom of your shoes, you really should put the bumps down because the cleats would push the bumps up into your feet
Yeah.
and it could hurt a little bit. So we don't want that. But just put the bumps down when you got the cleats on, and if not, then put the bumps up and get that little massaging, gives you reflexology.
It feels pretty good.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Kind of feels like you got somebody down there just massaging.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Well, I don't know about that. But
Yeah, you got to go.
you,
fun.
you might have to demonstrate that for me so I know.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. So what we're going to do now is that let's talk just a little bit. How long have you been playing golf?
Well, I haven't been a constant golfer. I'm an
Right.
occasional golfer. I've only played once this year.
Once this year.
And,
Wow.
I've
This
never
is
take-
October. We're almost gone.
Well, I've never taken any lessons. So
Okay.
you know, I got a set of clubs, and the guy said, just use a natural swing and don't take too many lessons because you
Good.
don't want to get too much in your head. So I said,
Cool.
okay. But I've never really followed instruction to where I know how to really play.
Okay.
But you know, I go out, I play with my son, and we just go out for the fun of it, and I like it a lot.
Good.
I want to learn.
Good. And you're in the right place. So if I could give you a very simple way of being able to learn to play, being connected to me and with me, and so that you could still do your natural swing, wouldn't that be a fun thing?
Yeah, it'll be really fun.
Easy, simple.
Yeah, that's why I'd like it. That's part of the reason I haven't done it, because I didn't want to get into all that complexity. I see so many guys that they're nuts about it.
Cool.
You know.
Kind of like Chris Salter told me that I was my Bionic Golf Pro system was the training wheels of golf.
Oh, that's a good one.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
Yeah. So we're going to take a few things. Actually, I just want to give you some pictures, and the pictures are when you're swinging forward, you're loading the ball really into a truck. Somebody out when you're swinging, your target. Think about it, it's got a golf glove, and it's just gonna, or a baseball glove, and it's gonna catch the ball when you swing. Okay, so direction is you swinging into a moving van. And distance is you tossing a ball back and forth to a little kid, back and forth, back, and you learn the energy that you have to put on the swing to get the ball to give you the result that you want. Tempo is like driving your car, reverse, neutral, forward. It's a real simple thing. It's like dancing. You dance to your back foot, you dance to your front foot. But reverse, neutral, forward. Those are things you already know how to do. Now, one really key picture that I really want you to understand is when you swing the club back, as you start forward, there's an acceleration that's necessary, and it's backwards is slow, change gears at neutral, and you speed forward. Kind of like driving your car. If you were on the ramp to a freeway and you were coming up on the entrance ramp to the freeway and you looked behind you and you saw an 18-wheeler coming, you thought you had plenty of time, you get up on that ramp and get up on the freeway, and as you're driving along, what if something happened to your car and the engine died and all of a sudden here comes this truck coming along behind you? It's either going to run over you or it's going to have a wreck trying to go around you, right? Mm-hmm. Well, even if you had a 10-year-old in the back seat, they would know there was a problem because the momentum slowed down and here comes this truck. So in the golf swing, if you look at your arms should work together. There's a synergy. You have a long arm, a short arm when you put them on the club. You have to use both those arms together in one arm. You're pulling with both connected arms, pulling as one piece. If you're pushing with your backhand and pulling with your front hand, the backhand is your 18-wheeler. And it actually will run right over you if you don't get out of the way. So in that acceleration, what we're going to work on here is that we're going to work on you being able to understand the purpose of moving both hands together. Okay?
All right.
Cool. And now you have your little bumpy insoles.
Yeah.
You're going to be in a great place.
Shall we play?
Shall we play?